They say appearances are often misleading, and the 2016 Kawasaki ZX-10R is a good case in point. Don't let your eyes fool you. The new 10R looks similar to the outgoing model, but almost every component has been changed in Kawasaki's quest to make a better, faster and easier to ride 10R. Broadly speaking, the changes to the new 10R fall into two camps, ones Kawasaki wanted to make and ones they had to make. Let's start with the ones they had to make. The new 10R is only available with ABS in order to meet the European Community whole vehicle type approval. And unlike in the past, it can't be switched off from the dash, although road riders who like their braking slightly riskier can just pull the fuse out. Track riders can fit a special race kit dongle to remove ABS on the rear or switch it off completely. So what about the other changes? Starting with the engine, bore and stroke at 76 by 55mm is about the only thing that remains the same. There's a new cylinder head housing new titanium inlet and exhaust valves, and the exhaust ports are now polished. The crankshaft has been heavily revised with feedback from Kawasaki's World Superbike team, and it has a 20% lower moment of inertia, enabling the engine to spin up faster. It also reduces the gyroscopic forces in the engine, making handling that bit lighter. The titanium alloy stock headers have been redesigned, and Kawasaki claim they're now very close to the headers you'd get with a full system. The new Showa balance-free suspension is the first thing many will notice on the 2016 model. A joint effort by Showa and Kawasaki, the 43mm forks have been developed with the World Superbike team. Kawasaki claim the system enables better traction thanks to increased responsiveness, improved stability on the brakes and increased feel and comfort. The frame looks identical, but it's been completely revised. The wheelbase at 1440mm is 15mm longer than the previous model. Braking was an Achilles heel on the old 10R, but it's been enhanced on the new model. The 330mm semi-floating discs are 20mm larger, and they're now gripped by Brembo M54 pot calipers. The icing on the cake is the Brembo radial master cylinder, and the cherries on top are the brake lines, which are braided steel as standard. I feel slightly more perched on the bike thanks to the 22mm taller seat, but it doesn't feel cramped for this 5'11" frame, despite the bars being that bit closer to the tank. You can hear the engine over the exhaust, but thanks to the Euro 4 regulations, neither give much of a hint to the brain-bending capability of a litre-class superbike. The standard suspension, tweaked for track, feels taut but not tight. Driving out of slower corners, you can feel the rear squat under load as you'd expect, which helps you feel the grip on offer and gauge how much more throttle you can wind on. The 10R has lost none of its magic when it comes to corner exits. The technique I find that works best on the outgoing model is hit the apex and give it hell, and at Sepang I didn't change that philosophy on the new model. Driving out of fast corners, you can feel the grip crumble away underneath you as you wind up the revs and march on through the gears, but at no point do things go vague. Kawasaki have tweaked the gearbox ratios to aid drive. Second gear is closer to first, while third sits where second was on the previous model, fourth where third was, fifth where fourth was, etc. The KQS quick shifter makes a big difference to the composure of the bike, making mid-corner gear changes super smooth. Two-finger braking was the order of the day, and a decent squeeze of the lever sets the bike scrubbing off speed without flapping its feathers. Forks feel superb, and by that I mean they don't dive under heavy braking. They provide an equal and opposing force to whatever braking you apply. It's easy to take for granted just how well this bike handles, how easy it is to get into a corner. The new 10R is absolutely effortless when ridden at a moderate pace, but the fact it's so easy to ride means you can get right on the money straight away and get up to a respectable pace without twisting yourself in knots. The new 10R offers one of the most comprehensive and sophisticated packages available in a superbike, with a focus on performance rather than gimmicks, but you'd hardly notice the extent of what's changed or what's on offer from just glancing at the brochure. Don't let appearances fool you. It might not look that different to the old model, but what really matters about the new ZX-10R is invisible to the eyes.